going on, guys? How are you doing? Welcome back. We got a very special treat for you. Today, at the start of the cast, we're gonna do a something that we've never done before here. Something very special. We are going to be doing a short interview with a developer. Yes, I know. Pretty exciting stuff. We're doing an interview with a developer. You may know him in the chat. His name is SeismicWhite. Seismic. He is a developer for id Software / Bethesda. He worked on the new Doom. So I had a few questions for him. I wanted to see the inner workings of a developer firsthand, and I reached out to him. I asked him if he would be available, if he would be something that he would be interested in coming on the show and just kind of chatting a little bit about exactly what he does, what he's done, perhaps maybe a sneak peek into the future of what id Software is planning. I know E3 is here now. E3 is going on right now, so I'm sure there's not a lot that he can talk about for upcoming projects, but maybe he can give us like a little sneak peek about what's going on. So that's gonna be awesome. Gas Powered Stick, what's going on, man? Oh yeah, a lot of great games coming out. Olamus, oh my god, Olamus, thank you so much for that gift on Steam as well. Olamus got me Final Fantasy IX on Steam. One of my favorite Final Fantasies ever. Thank you so much, Olamus. I really appreciate that.
You returned.
Oh my lord.
Welcome back.
My graphic, what happened to it? I sleep all day, my friend. You broke the alert. That's okay. Welcome back. Thank you for the 5 months. I really appreciate that, my friend. Thank you so much. So I'll just tell you what's going on, guys. I'll tell you what's going on. We're gonna do like a 10 to 20 minute interview with Seismic and kind of just talk a little bit about his work with id Software. And I'm such a Doom nerd that when I reached out to him about this and he said yes, I was thrilled. So I'm very excited to do that. And then later on, we're going to be probably playing some of that Mirror's Edge, and then maybe something else too. Maybe something else. So Final Fantasy IX. Yeah, Final Fantasy IX. Really awesome. Olamus, thank you so much. What's going on, Sarah? How you doing? I sleep all day. Once again, thank you for that amazing support. Really appreciate that. Right now, we're just kind of letting some people come in here, kind of letting some more people come in, because I know that I started a few minutes early. So let's give people a couple more minutes to kind of come in, and then we'll get Seismic on the phone, and we'll bring him in on the channel, and we can pick his brain a little bit, and figure out what's going on inside of that developer dome of his. So he'll be able to tell you a lot more than I can. But I'm very excited about it. Super excited. Windra, what's going on, man? What's up? Did I watch any E3? I didn't watch any E3 today. I'm terrible at catching any E3. I never see anything.
You returned.
Matt Burst.
Welcome back.
Matt, my man, 16 months. Welcome back. Thank you so much, Matt. Thank you for that amazing support. My dude. 16 months is a long time. That's a very long time. Cheers, my friend. Cheers. Dirty Dave, good to see you. What's happening? I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped for this. I'm so excited to do this. Oh man, I've never been able to do like an interview, like a real interview with like an awesome developer.
Welcome back.
Richie Rich for 4 months. Welcome back, Richie Rich. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much, Richie Rich. Welcome on back for 4 months, baby. Welcome back. So I think without further ado, why don't we just jump in? Why don't we just jump in on this? Let me get Seismic on the phone so we can figure this out. I've never done this before, so you know, bear with me here. Bear with me. Let me give Seismic a call and see if he can get on the horn here. Let me call him up. Let's see. Seismic, man. Oh my gosh. There he is. There he is. What's going on, my man?
It's going well. It's nice to be on the other side of things.
All right, let me see what I can do here. Let me pop this up. I think this should work. Oosh. Oh my gosh, it does. It works. So, guys, this here is Seismic. You might know him from the chat. Thank you. Thank you so much, man, for joining us today. This is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Let me see if I can turn up the volume just a little bit here on your voice. There we go. I know my voice is a little bit booming on stream, so there you go. So basically, what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of start off the interview a little bit with maybe just a little introduction so that people can kind of get to know you, to kind of tell us a little bit about yourself. I know a lot of people, I was saying that you are a level designer, which you're not a level designer actually. You are a environmental artist. Now,
Yes.
if you could kind of tell us exactly, you know, what is the difference between a level designer and a environmental artist, like if that's possible?
Well, a level designer, when you're dealing with games, is focusing on the actual gameplay aspect. They're building the encounters of demons, in this case, Doom, focusing on how the level feels, how you traverse it. The world builders go in on top of that, and they build the actual world, the art, what you see, the visuals, whether it's a pipe or a giant building that's built around these like clipping planes or boxes or forms, just to kind of give it that life and give it that atmosphere. So.
Okay, right on, cool. So I guess the next thing we could do is maybe just like a short history of yourself in the industry. Like, is this your first developing company? I know that you're a pretty young guy. I'm not gonna say your age or anything. I know you're a pretty young guy, but is this your first experience with a developing company, or did you do some smaller projects before?
Well, actually, so I went to school for graphic design and animation. And around my junior year, I actually got a job working at Pixar. I was there for a short amount of time before I decided to go back to school, finish that up. And then right out of school, actually, I got the job working here at id Software.
Oh, right on, man. Well, congratulations. That's huge, man. That's huge. I know I would probably piss my pants if I got that news. That's unbelievable. Like, so when I was a kid, I knew that I wanted to either play video games when I grew up, or I wanted to make video games. Now, is there any specific reason that you wanted to be a developer when you were younger?
Well, I mean, of course, I loved video games growing up, and of course, my parents were very much against this. They were constantly telling me to pause my multiplayer game, which infuriated me to no end. And it's kind of funny how things turned out. I talked to my mother the other day, and I was like, maybe if you let me play more, I might be, further along with this. I went to college originally trying to get into the film industry, and so I ended up at Pixar. And just out of just a random resume I threw out, I ended up landing this job just because I was looking for work. So,
Okay.
I'm absolutely loving it.
Nice. Yeah. So I guess I'm getting from the chat that you are a little bit quiet.
Yeah, give me a second then.
Cool. I've always got my volume blasting in my headphones, so I
Is that
can't
a
even
little bit
tell. I don't.
I can just crank it. Hold on.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm all cranked on my side here. Oh yeah, that sounds like it went up.
Hopefully, it's not too much now.
I think it looks like it's about the same, but I'm not exactly sure. I don't know. We'll just kind of move on, and we'll kind of get the feedback from the chat here. So I guess we'll move on a little bit to why we're here, kind of talking about Doom development and stuff. So you mentioned that you are an environmental artist. So what levels did you work on, like personally? What level did you work on?
So based off naming convention, I forget what the actual game ones are called. Like things like Titan Realm would be called BKB, and based off like it's called Bloodkeep, and so there's different iterations of it. But I worked on the Argent Tower, which is a long tower you climb up. I worked on Lazarus, a lot of the containment rooms, multiplayer maps quite a bit.
And you didn't work on the Forge or anything?
No, that's Foundry. No, I did not.
The Foundry, yeah. I was gonna say, you son of a bitch. That Foundry though, that Foundry is brutal, man. It was my first time through. That was brutal, dude.
Well, a lot of the artists, they'll be assigned to a map for the entirety of the time because you get used to a style. Let's say it's something called white collar, which is that very futuristic, clean style, or something that's like Foundry. I also worked on BFG, which is obviously the map where you get the BFG. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, awesome, man. Cool. So, was there a favorite level that you worked on?
Definitely Argent Tower. I came onto it a little bit late, but I was able to really flush it out with decals and textures and just kind of bring it to life. And it became very much one of my favorite aspects of the game.
Right on, man. Right on. So now I've noticed, like, I'm a huge id Software nerd. Like I've mentioned before, I'm a huge Doom fan, and I've played all the Dooms multiple times, and I know that I was a little bit worried. I was a little worried about when Doom. I got to be honest. I was a bit worried when Doom was first coming out that it looked a little bit too different, I guess, and maybe it looked more like an arena shooter, kind of a pressure plate kind of thing, but. It works. Like this new Doom, in my personal opinion, it really works. It's a lot different in a good way. So how, I don't know if you can answer this, but how difficult was it for the team to kind of break away from the original Doom formula? Was there any kind of was there any specific way that you guys gathered inspiration, or any kind of type of thing that you gathered inspiration from?
You know, I don't feel that they actually branched out too far from the original Doom. I think they're bringing it back to it. Because you had the Doom 3, which is very much a dark kind of horror type genre.
That's true, yeah.
And I think they wanted to bring it back. If you listen to a lot of the interviews, you know, you have Marty Stratton and Hugo, who's like the art lead. They'll talk about they wanted to feel like you're Bruce Lee on a skateboard with a shotgun, and
nailed it.
Yeah, they wanted that arc, that fast pace, just punching, constantly shooting, constantly moving feel that you had from the very first game. And I think they just wanted to give it that visual boost, but still, you know, pay homage to that original feel.
Right, yeah. I love it, man. Yeah, because I didn't even think about Doom 3 kind of, because I love Doom 3. I know it got a lot of flack and stuff, but I did love it, and it's true. It's true. The new Doom really did go back to the old formula. It's Bruce Lee on a skateboard. Exactly. That's to the T. That's perfect way to describe it. So I guess so you said you're an environmental artist now. I know there's a ton of Easter eggs in this game, a ton of references to like Evil Dead and all that stuff. So I was wondering, what kind of Easter eggs, if any, did you work on, or any kind of like secrets did you work on, and what were the ones that stood out for you?
Well, there are a few actually. So when I was doing Easter eggs, for me it's more decals, which is kind of putting that last layer of texture on things. So it'll be like lettering. So for instance, on intro, there is a lot of Rocket League references to the programmers that I hang out with and talk with. On some of the new DLC, there's an Alaskan Savage.
Oh yeah.
It's a big old AS on the wall.
Yeah, baby.
So it's a lot of different names or it's birthdays. On Argent Tower, on the second arena, along the outside of the floor, there's different numbers like 0701, which is my friend's birthday. It's all these different dates and just kind of things that mean a lot. Outside of that, there's a lot of funny Easter eggs. For instance, on Titan's Realm, there is a wall that looks like it just has a small hole in it, and if you jump up into it, there is a skeleton with his arm suspended with a birthday cake and a balloon. If you shoot the balloon, a bunch of kids cheer and go, "Yay!"
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
It's really hard to find. You just kind of have to be looking for it almost, or just pure luck. There's Skyrim. There's a skeleton with a Dovahkiin helmet and an arrow in his name. There's Commander Keen helmets strewn about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I gotta say that my favorite Easter egg, I actually found it on my blind playthrough. I didn't have any help whatsoever, but when I can't remember, it was in Hell, and I can't remember which stage it was, but I could see that this giant skull on the wall looked exactly like the icon of Sin from Doom 2. Yep. So I was like, the only way to kill the icon of Sin in Doom 2 was to shoot it in the forehead with a rocket launcher. So I shot it, nothing happened. I shot it again, and bam! I got a little collectible figurine. And like everybody in chat just started losing it. Like, I've never seen a streamer get that before. It's like, oh my god, that is so awesome. That is so cool.
When I came onto the project, actually, it was, for me, just amazing how much thought, love, and care went into this, this game. They had the snap map, the multiplayer, and the campaign, and each of those, it just seemed like there was just endless content, whether it's just small, secrets or small content, the classic levels you can play in there as well. And I was just enthralled by this, so.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, it's huge. It's huge. It sounds like your career kind of just took off, man, because that's id Software. Id Software that's the big leagues to me. I hold a special place in my heart for id. So I guess a big question for me anyway, because I'm just so into it and Doom. Was there any kind of issues that you guys ran into in development? Because a game of this caliber usually it gets pushed back a lot. Like there's a lot of these games that get pushed back, and especially nowadays there's a lot of like, you know, early release, early access stuff. But you guys managed to get this thing out, and you guys got it out like fully completed. I didn't see any bugs, no nothing. And was there any issues you guys had to deal with and underneath the time crunch of releasing it?
Well, there's definitely, when you're going through this progress, is that there's things that you just can never get to. There's things that you want to get to, and as one of the leads there said, is that, you know, you don't want to have death by 1,000 paper cuts. If you have a game-breaking bug, then that's an issue. But if you have just a bunch of small glitches and errors, it's still gonna, you know, affect you just as much. So around, I'm trying to think what month it was. I want to say around January, there was they put up on the screen this wall of like 1,800 bugs. It was like this big graph. And in a single month, we had to get that down to 0. And so this line was constantly going down, but as bugs were added, launched back up. And it was kind of stressful because you look back on this wall and it's almost just like this doomsday clock just ticking down. And you're just freaking out because you have to get it to, you know, you have to be able to get to publishers and have them like review it. And we're just freaking out. And there's many late nights. They are, you know, the company was nice enough to, you know, to give you late at night dinners and just kind of very much take care of their employees. So.
Right. Yeah, I could imagine. The doomsday clock. That's very descriptive. I could imagine. So I gotta say that my favorite part in this Doom game has got to be the classic Doom level secrets in each stage. That is my most favorite thing. I didn't find out about it till like halfway through the game, and I had to replay it on Nightmare to really get every single one. Do you have like just a favorite part of Doom? Could be anything. Do you have like a favorite thing about this new release?
Well, I guess a couple secrets that no one's pointed out. For instance, if you walk in on Res Ops, the very last room with the giant circle, Samuel's talking to you, on the left side of the wall, there's a list of names of everyone who worked on the game as casualties. I thought it was kind of interesting, but classic Doom-wise has to be Foundries. The first time they showed this to us, they pulled us into a theater. We had no idea this was here. And Marty walked, you know, brought the Doom Marine over, pulled the lever, and walks over, and then the music just kicks in, the classic music, just that da-da-da-da, you know, it just starts kicking in.
Yeah.
And everyone just lost it. People were just freaking out, just clapping. It was amazing.
I bet.
And it was just certain things like that. I'm very much a multiplayer. That's what I enjoy when games like the competitive edge to that. But with this story, I've played it through about maybe 30 times now.
Yeah, so. I could tell that you were into multiplayer because when we first started hanging out, you were in my games while I was playing multiplayer, and I was like, who in the hell is this? You're getting like 38-1 on these multiplayer matches. You were cleaning house, man. You were cleaning house.
You still beat me a few times though, so I was impressed.
That was a fluke. It had to have been. So I guess what we could, because of E3, I'm sure it's on everybody's minds. If there's anything that you could tell us, I know there's a lot of stuff that you can't release. Of course, there is Quake that's coming out that just got announced at E3. So, are there any kind of other projects or anything you could tell us about Quake? Even just a tiniest little morsel. Is there anything you could say?
So Quake Champions is what it's called. I can't really tell you pretty much anything, but I have played it quite a bit within the office. We will just play, you know, rounds of it, and I have to say that it is very true to the brand, and I think people would be very excited. Additionally, they released Doom VR, which I think is going to be terrifying because you know, it's one thing, you know, facing, you know, Spider Mask.
Oh my God!
Having that just right in your face, and you can't run or just, you know, push your chair back.
Yeah, Doom VR. Oh my God! Jeez, I gotta get some rubber pants for that, man. That is insane. So a little birdie told me that you may not have played every single Doom in your life. I know that you're a pretty young dude, and I mean, I'm 30 years old, so I grew up on Doom 2, but which Dooms have you not played, and when are you planning on playing them, and are you going to stream them?
Well, so it was kind of funny. I played the Doom 1 was one of the very first games I played. My mother would not allow me to play Splinter Cell, which is PG-13, so I had to sneak this, you know, game around and play that. But I've not played Doom 2.
Hell on
And
Earth. Hell on Earth, man. You got to get into that.
I know the story. I know everything about it. It's just I have not played it, and my coworkers do not know this. So, preferably, I want to keep that on the DL. I need to play it soon, and I might stream it just to get the full experience.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. That'd be crazy. Like, I really didn't have any plan of getting a VR like anytime soon, but Doom VR, you guys are changing my mind here. Absolutely. That's crazy. That's gonna be so cool. So I did have I had a personal question of my own. I'm kind of curious. I know that I see a lot of my friends, streamer friends, going to like Bethesda Studios and going to Blizzard Studios, all these places, and it's like Disneyland for a gamer. I mean, it's a pure nerdgasm. Could you kind of tell us a little bit what the id Software office is like? Kind of just give us like an overview. Is there like giant statues of cacodemons and stuff? Like, do you have to like press a skull to open up doors?
Well, it's actually on two floors. It's on the sixth and seventh floor. There's actually, you guys want to like get a little bit more in depth and see what I'm talking about. There's YouTube videos of people taking tours from a couple years back. But if you walk in on our sixth floor, we have a pit, which is 6 and 6 on each side, just computers, PlayStation, Xbox set up, allowing for us to play competitively, against one another. To the left of that is all the artists. There's offices for the leads and what have you. And on the far right is the programmers and producers. And I always respected about the company is that the lead guys, Marty and Garrett, these guys that are, just world class, are sitting right next to us. They're not in offices. They're there in the pit with us. They're interacting, in real time, talking with us. And I think it speaks a lot that it's not some hierarchy or some class-based thing like, oh, we're better than you. They actually care. And it really does show. When I got there, actually, is that I noticed no one. It's still kind of office-like. There's cubicles, but they're standing in like seated desks. I very much like the outdoors, so I took it upon myself, spent a few $100s, and decked out my desk with vines and ferns, like hanging down, so it looks like you're kind of in a jungle. And probably wasn't the wisest decision to do that in the first 2 weeks I was there, but still up, so I'm happy.
Right. So I guess. We know what developers do now. We know what you do, the environmental artists, but along with the whole like what the studio is like or what the building is like. What about anything behind the scenes? Is there any kind of funny stories you could share with us? I don't know. If you don't have any, that's fine. We're just kind of wondering if there's any kind of funny stories that maybe some pranks around the office or, I don't know. Somebody put like a whoopee cushion full of blood underneath somebody's chair or something.
There's, it's not as when I was working at Pixar, for instance, we had a lot of like Nerf fights. People would just buy like the lighting department was over the top. They'd take these electric Nerf guns and just pull into these offices and start just mowing people down. They used to have bouncy balls, which people would just chuck throughout the office, but that's a little dangerous.
Right, yeah.
And the Nerf thing didn't help, but at id, it's a little bit more subtle. It's kind of more behind the scenes. There's email threads that people will just Photoshop the craziest things. I actually do have one funny story, and I have pictures I can post and tweet at you. At our release party, there was a cake, or 2 cakes, I think. One, they were both cacodemons. And there was one that was just untouched by the end of the night. And I was just like, Everyone had been drinking. I think as an office, we drank 1,600 individual drinks in the course of the release party. People were relieved to be done. And I convinced one of the lead producers to glory kill the cake. So he just winds up his fist and just digs straight into the cake and tears out the eye and just bites into it. I look directly to my right, and the lead of HR is just like staring at me. I realize I probably made a poor decision at that point, but I have it on film and I'm quite proud of it.
Yes, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, that was. Oh, also, one of the producers brought in the chainsaw that was modeled for the game, like the chainsaw reference, and had everyone sign it. So he's walking through this office with a chainsaw. And then I was like, oh, it's Texas. Okay, I got it. So.
Wow. What brand was the chainsaw? What was it? Was it a Honda? Was it from Sears? I know my dad was a logger for like his entire life. I'm sure he would know. He's a big.
Might have been Honda, but I think I have a picture on my phone. Give me a second.
That is so cool, man. That is awesome. So, but I did want to while you get that, I did want to let people know that Seismic does have a Twitch channel and he does stream. He streams D&D on Tuesdays. You do some video games as well, right?
Yeah, it's kind of menagerie of things. It's Rocket League or just playing shooters like Overwatch, Doom, or it's art.
Oh, right. Nice, man.
It's just kind of
Awesome.
whatever is needed at the time. Every Tuesday at 8 PST, we do D&D with video game like esports professionals. So
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so you guys in the chat, so Seismic does stream, so make sure you follow this guy. He's really, really badass. Plus, he works for id. For God's sakes, you gotta go follow the man.
you give me a complex. I cannot find this picture. Oh well.
Oh, no worries, man. No worries.
It was quite a long wait, and by the end of it, it was just so many signatures. It was really a cool piece. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna put it on my, my mantle," and I'm just like, "All right, fair enough." Just
Right on, man. Well, I guess that's pretty much what we had for today. I just wanted to get you in here, and I know a lot of people know you from the chat, so I wanted them to kind of put a face to the name. And it's been awesome having you on the show. Of course, it's awesome having you in the channel alone, just in the chat. You've done so much for this channel, giving away a lot of games, all kinds of cool stuff. I just want to thank you for being in here. Are you gonna hang out for a little bit in the channel tonight, or?
of course. And I got one last thing actually. So I will be doing giveaways of stuff on my channel as well as yours because it's fun.
Yeah.
But I have a cool item that I'll be giving away in the next couple weeks. Just kind of finding the right time. It is a steel box of the game signed by all of the devs
Oh my God.
and all the different signatures. So
Yes. You're gonna give that away. You're gonna do a giveaway
Yes.
here. Oh my God. Like you
your
just
gift is inbound. So
oh man, you just let us know when you want to give that puppy away, dude. I'm sure everybody would be super pumped to.
actually, I don't mean to hijack your thing here, but sure, if there's a Q&A really quick, go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
I
Yeah.
saw one that said how many devs worked on this. If you actually look at the credits, I think environment artist wise, I want to say maybe 20 or so. I mean, there's also other artists like prop artists and whatnot, so those kind of blend in. But yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if anybody's got some Q&A, I know that was a little bit short notice. I wasn't even thinking. I was a little excited to get into this interview. So if anybody has any questions for the next couple of minutes, if you guys want to ask away, please do. Do we have a link to his Twitch? Yes. Let me put that in for you guys.
Let me quickly grab something. Be right back.
Okay, no problem, man. Here we go. Okay, it looks like we got some questions coming in here. There we go. Yeah, SeismicWhite, right there. Follow that guy. Follow his channel. Super chill guy, as you can see. All right. So, it looks like we do have a question here. So what kind of gas powered stick asks, what kind of schooling did you need to do for this kind of work? Like, I'm actually quite curious myself. Did you go through like a full 4 years at like a?
Yeah, I did. I went to school at the University of Colorado, Denver. The program was kind of small at the time. In fact, I think we only had like 20 people in my class, like total. And it was a focus on kind of being a generalist in film, but it definitely gave me the necessary skills. I focused on modeling and 3D modeling, and that really kind of gave me the necessary skills to get into world building. So,
Cool, right on. Nexus in, that is not a real question. Okay, he says, does he regularly scare people with bullshit images of cute cats?
yes, on the regular.
On the reg, you heard it here.
Actually, I'll show one last thing here. So this is actually the gift for Alaska here, so you guys can be jealous. I'll hold this up. So it is a custom one. Pretty much, only a few of these posters were made. Let me turn this here. Of all these signatures of people who worked on the game.
Oh my God. Oh, that's beautiful. It is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is amazing. I cannot thank you enough for that. That's going right in the living room. Oh my God. I think we have a couple more here. Let's see. What is the most difficult thing about developing a major AAA game title? I could imagine that one of the toughest things is probably the time limit. But what would you say?
For For what?
For the toughest thing about developing a major AAA game.
You know, they hire people specifically to keep people in check. I have producers come over to my desk and goes, so, you know, this project says 80 hours. Where are you at with that? So it's like, okay, 60. And they will put out these charts that, you know, have the expected date here, and just the amount of work and planning that goes in is just remarkable. And so while every day I just go in, sit down at my desk, make, you know, art and just build things, meanwhile, there's people behind the scenes that are doing so much work that I think that at times just don't get the recognition they deserve. But you know, AAA games can take like 3 years to.
Yeah. I know that Doom 3 took what was like 4 years to develop Doom 3, something like that. I mean, I saw the pictures of id Software. I saw the pictures years ago of that people sleeping underneath their desks.
Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, and every studio has their ups and downs. There's a point with id that kind of was difficult. You know, there's some points that people were kind of questioning. You know, do I just want to stay here? But people suck it out and produce an amazing game. How do you code and still look so good? I don't have happiness. I only eat the same thing every day. So.
So
and I watch The Last of Us Savage stream. I mean, that keeps me youthful. So.
There it is. You heard it. So we've got a really good question here as well. It's XBL Neb. So he's learning 3D modeling, animations, and programming. Once he graduates, what would you say the best way to enter the industry? What's the first couple of steps that you take to enter this industry?
Oh, you went to Full Sail. We actually have some alumni of there working with us. Constantly, time and time again, I have to say, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. You need to obviously have the skills, but if you have a friend at a company that can say, you know, when they'll hire internally before they post anything. So they'll be saying, hey, does anyone have any friends that, you know, want to come on through our team? They'll be like, you know, hey, I know XBL, he's, you know, wonderful texture artist. So they said, you know, bring him on, let's, you know, interview him, and you have a much better chance.
Right. Yeah.
That being said, focus on your reel. Make sure you put your best work first, and then, you know, only put your best work. So don't put your best work and then trail down to like meh work. Only put what you're proud of and just your best work. Because if I see a reel that's really good and then it just trails into complete crap, it's one of two things. Either one, you don't know how to gauge your work. You don't know what's good and what's bad. And two, you might have stolen that work, which people have done that before.
Right, yeah.
So,
okay.
I get noticed to develop major games. I got extremely lucky. My mother's neighbor, is the lead recruiter for Bethesda. And that being said, it's not like, oh, well, I just got it handed to me. I still have to go through the interview process, I have to look at my work, but it definitely helps getting to that top of the pile to get that notice. Because, like, think with Pixar, you get thousands and thousands of people, because it is, you know, when you think of films, that's just like top 3 easily. It's the pinnacle of, you know, you got Disney, you got, you know, Pixar. So you got thousands of people applying. So just getting something that makes you stand out will go further than you could ever, like, you know, hope. So
yeah, right. Oh, another question is, what is your favorite monster in the new Doom? Do you have a favorite monster? It's hard to choose. I know.
Well, I'm not going to count the Cyber Demon because he's a boss. I mean,
Right.
that's kind of a one thing. But generally, I hate the imps. Those guys go just they're talking about upping the difficulty to the point where they have pinpoint prediction and accuracy, and I couldn't deal with that. I'd have to say probably the Pinkies. Something just about the way they look and the way they walk is just fantastic.
Yeah, I love the reimagining of the Pinkies. I thought it was amazing. They did such a great job. It is. There's a Pinky right there. That's awesome. So let's see. I think that's pretty much everything here. And also, guys, Seismic is going to be in the chat here, and he's here a lot, so you'll be able to ask him some questions in the chat as well. But I just wanted to wrap it up and say thanks, man. I really appreciate you being here. It was awesome to have you. If you guys have not played the new Doom, I'm sure a lot of you see me play it. It is worth a play, and it is worth 2 plays. I mean, it's got a lot of replay value. It's fantastic. Thank you so much again, Seismic, for being here. All right, brother. We will talk to you very soon.
All right, thanks.
All right, man. See ya.
Bye.